everybody, and welcome. This is Will Briere, and you're watching Shattering Barriers. I have a very special show lined up for you today. I have Providencia De Leon. She's going to be taking a large lead on this interview here. How you doing?
Good, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing very well, thank you very much. I know this is the first time that you've been with us on the show, and I know that you have you're kind of a friend of the Lowell Commission on Disabilities right now. Can you tell us a little bit about why you're here and maybe a little bit about yourself so the audience gets to know you a little bit?
Well, thank you for having me, Will. And yes, you're right. I recently have started working with the Lowell Commission on Disabilities, and I am a friend to them, and I've been working behind the scenes a little bit with this particular program, Shattering Barriers, but it's the first time that I'm here with you co-hosting, and I'm really excited about it. We have a real good show ahead. We're going to be speaking with Elizabeth Cannon, who is the director for the Lowell Association for the Blind, and we also have Jeff Wilson here with us, and I think it's going to be a great show.
Elizabeth, I just wanted to maybe have you talk a little bit about yourself and who you are and how you got involved with the Lowell Association for the Blind, and maybe talk about the programs a little bit.
The association was founded by the Middlesex Women's Club in 1923 to provide transportation to medical appointments and food to the blind in Lowell. We have evolved over the years. We don't provide those types of services any longer, but we do provide a wide range of services, and we do provide for services for people in the greater Merrimack Valley. I am born and still live in Lowell and have worked in human services in Lowell over the years. Came to the Lowell Association for the Blind about 12 years ago as the executive director, and have been there ever since. The programs and services are constantly evolving at the Lowell Association for the Blind. We offer youth programs for 5 to 14-year-olds, teen programs for 18 to 22-year-olds. We offer an adult mentoring program where our blind adults mentor our blind youth. We have an adult programs. We have a radio reading service where we read the newspapers 5 days a week on the radio. We have technology training and Braille training, and we do also a lot of information and referral services, as well as our newest program, the Voice program, which is vocational opportunities in communications education, where we're training blind individuals that are interested in the communications field.
Do you offer services to a wide variety of people?
We are the only nonprofit north of Boston that provides services for the blind and visually impaired. So in Massachusetts, there's approximately 30,000 people that are legally blind to completely blind. And we see anywhere from 200 to 300 individuals a year. Some may come once, some may come on a regular basis, so it really varies depending on if they can get to our transportation's always a major issue for the blind. So whether they can, how often they can come in and get services.
Elizabeth, while I was down at the office at the Lowell Association for the Blind, we went into the technology training room where we saw someone there working on what I believe is the JAWS program. Is that right?
That's our technology training instructor, Dorothy Donovan. She is completely blind, and she does one-on-one technology training on JAWS, ZoomText, and other technologies that people might need some training on. We've found that over the years, a lot of people don't have an understanding of what's available, that might make their lives a little easier. So we can have people come in, and we will work with them on selecting an appropriate magnification of a magnifier. We can show them a CCTV, which they can use if they are low vision, and magnifying, reading material, bills, recipes, anything. Talking watches that are available. Mostly a lot of this stuff isn't available at a typical retailer, so we try and let people know that what's out there, and we can help them get it.
Well, let's take a look at the clip that we have here.
This is our technology training room, and this is Dorothy and her student Maria.
Hi,
And-
Dorothy. Hi, Maria.
Dorothy teaches both technology and Braille here at the association. We use specialized technology such as JAWS, Zoom Text, for folks that are interested in still using or learning how to use a computer. Maria is using JAWS, which is a screen reader program, which reads everything on the screen.
M. Maria Floria Schroeder. Enter.
That's the document I want to open.
Maria Floria Schroeder. Print view, page 1. Edit.
Microsoft Word document.
Bottom of file. P.M. I canceled that class. Next class will be on Friday, November 9th, 2012 at 1 o'clock P.M. Page 44.
So that's the last.
That's the last line.
that was typed. Yeah.
Yeah.
So she can type a
Bottom of
word,
file. Be on
or she
Friday,
could type a
November
sentence,
16th.
or she could type
Full
a
enter.
paragraph, and it'll read it.
I teach people everything from basic typing to email and internet and all the rest of it. And any small machines, like I just wrote that she was working on something called a Victor Reader Stream, which is a little player that you can download books into and read them with it.
For people that need magnification, usually the magnifiers that people would buy over the counter in Walmart or Walgreens probably aren't strong enough for people that are low vision or legally blind. So we have a variety of magnifiers here. Many of the people need some light so that they can see better, and so those are all available for purchase through the Lowell Association for the Blind. So we work with people depending on what it is that they need. The magnification goes from 3 times what you would normally see up until 14 times. So this would be a person with very limited vision that needed a magnifier. You can see by having a small surface area, you're only going to get a couple of letters on a word. So people with a lot of vision loss would use some of these, but still have some vision.
And we also went and visited Mark Pello in the newspaper reading room.
It's the radio reading service. We've been doing it for approximately 15 years now, and we provide reading by volunteers from the Lowell Sun, the Lawrence Eagle Tribune, and the Nashua Telegraph, Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. until noon, so people can get an idea of what's happening in their local communities.
Let's take a look at the clip here.
You are listening to the Lowell Association for the Blind Talking Information Center, coming to you from our broadcast studio in downtown Lowell, Massachusetts. We read local news, editorials, feature stories, and more each weekday, Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. till noon. The AB TIC local news is read to you by volunteers from the greater Lowell region. This is our radio reading service, and we are on the air 5 days a week, reading the Lowell Sun, the Lawrence Eagle Tribune, and the Nashua Telegraph, usually with volunteers. You saw the control studio that Mark was manning a little earlier. And this studio, usually the volunteers sit and read the newspapers so that people can get their local news read to them. And they can do that with a specialized receiver that we can give them, or they can actually listen to live audio streaming on the web. The radio reading service has been here for about 15 to 20 years, and we use volunteers to provide the service. This is probably the only way a person that's blind or visually impaired would have to access local news, editorials, and the feature stories. So in essence, it shatters the barriers of text reading when you don't have your sight or you have very low vision and you can't read the newspaper or get local information. Anything from what's happening on the school committee or what's happening with the city council. How would you get that information if there wasn't a radio reading service in your local area? So we rely on our volunteers, and if other people are interested, they can always give us a call and come in and volunteer. We're always welcome to have new folks.
Well, thank you. I want to bring in at this time Jeff. How are you?
Good.
Jeff is a newly appointed member of the Lowell Commission on Disabilities and also utilizes the services at the Lowell Association for the Blind. And I'd like to talk a little bit about your experience with working with Lowell Association for the Blind.
I just participate in the adult program. The adult program Yeah, I do some fun things. You know, we like to go out and eat breakfast. Sometimes they'll have breakfast at the association's offices. And Elizabeth has been known to get behind the griddle and make a few good breakfasts. She does a pretty good job with that.
I'm sure that's fun.
Yeah, and also they do, other shopping trips with the adults. So
Sure,
it's
people getting together around food is always fun.
Yeah, everyone getting out and being social is always a good thing.
Okay.
So we have
And-
fun with that, and I am a JAWS user as well. Yeah, during my my daytime job, and it works very well with other applications that industries use to get the job done in corporate America, and and in the case of a small business too.
The communication. Communication is definitely a key
Software
aspect of this.
is a key part of it. Yeah. There are other obstacles. One big obstacle is a lot of times can be people's attitude towards blind people, just being a little scared of the unknown and not knowing what to do in the presence of a blind person. So, and I think that the association helps people work through all that.
How should people maybe approach the first time they've met a blind person?
Well, pretty much just about as you would normally meet anyone else, and let the conversation flow freely. Little words like, seeing something that doesn't offend a blind person. We don't go and pick out every word that someone is saying. We don't hang on every word, so it's really.
Right.
And if you just go with it, a blind person will tell you if they need any assistance with anything.
I know from a little bit of experience that as a blind person, when if they've been born blind or maybe they've acquired the disability, over a period of time, that your senses, certain senses, become enhanced. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Sure. Well, my personal opinion is I don't think that they're really enhanced any more than any other senses, but you're probably, because you pay more attention to, say, what's coming into your ears, because you don't have the eyes to rely on. Common perception is that blind people have way better hearing, and I don't believe that that's necessarily true. I think they just rely on it more, so it just comes across that way.